mind-blowing and fascinating facts about ants. What happens if ants turn into zombies? What's the deal with the mysterious ant death spiral? And who are the deadliest ant assassins on the planet? Hey there, welcome back to KINH LUP TV. So, have you ever been bitten by an ant? If yes, drop your unforgettable ant bite story in the comments below. I can't wait to hear how fun that was. Friends, when we talk about ants, the first thing that comes to mind is probably these tiny, hard-working little insects, famous for their teamwork and dedication to their colonies. Did you know they've been around way before humans ever showed up? Like 130 million years ago. Yeah, that long. Even though ants are everywhere today, from busy cities to quiet countryside, from dense jungles to scorching deserts, there's still so much we don't know about these tiny creatures. So, what are these bizarre and exciting mysteries about ants? Let's dive in and explore them together. Get ready to be amazed. 1. The weightlifting champion. Hey friends, not to brag, but when it comes to carrying heavy stuff, humans and most animals on Earth have to give ants some serious respect. Why? Because even though they're tiny, an ant can lift and carry things that weigh 50 times its own body weight. That's like a 132-pound person picking up a 3-ton truck and walking a few hundred meters with it. Insane, right? Total weightlifting champ. And get this, they live in huge colonies, sometimes with millions of ants. So, if just one is that strong, imagine the raw power when they team up. It's next level crazy. But here's the weird part. There's this bizarre, deadly circle that's wiped out countless ants. Curious? 2. The mystery of the ants' death circles. I know, ants are pretty much the poster child for teamwork. Big snack, tiny crumbs, doesn't matter. They line up and carry it back to the nest, no questions asked. But here's a wild truth. Teamwork isn't always a good thing. Sometimes it's a double-edged sword. It can help a colony thrive, sure, but it can also backfire so hard it wipes them out entirely. Take the death circles you're watching on screen. These eerie, endless loops happen because worker ants are wired to follow the ant in front of them. That means the leader is super important. They've got to be sharp, quick, and good at finding the way. But if the leader is motivated but totally lost, the result is a disaster. The ants behind will blindly follow, looping endlessly until they're too exhausted to go on. And it's not just any ants. Army ants do this too. They're born blind and can only navigate using pheromone trails. If the pheromone signals get messed up, they'll end up marching in circles until they drop. One wrong move and bam, the whole colony's gone. Crazy, right? Total nightmare. Up next, we're checking out some ant species so scary, even humans would scream. Don't go anywhere. It's about to get wild. 3. Terrifying ants with deadly venom. All right. Most of us probably fear snakes more than ants, especially the king cobra, whose venom can kill 20 grown men at once. Sounds terrifying, doesn't it? But guess what? Some ants are even scarier than you think. There are species with venom 12 times more potent than a cobra's. First up, meet the Australian bulldog ant, Myrmecia spp. These ants are super aggressive and fearless. They don't back down from anyone, not even humans. And their sting? It's no joke. Their venom can cause instant anaphylactic shock, and if you get stung multiple times without quick treatment, it could even be fatal. Then we've got the bullet ant, Paraponera clavata. Tiny but deadly, their sting is said to feel like getting shot. No exaggeration, it's one of the most painful insect stings out there. Their venom targets your central nervous system, leaving you in agony for hours. Hold on to your hats, because the army ants take the crown for nightmare fuel. These guys live in colonies of tens of millions and are ridiculously organized, like military-level organized. They don't bother with a permanent nest either. Instead, they link their bodies together to form a living, breathing shelter. And when it comes to hunting, they don't mess around. Armed with razor-sharp jaws, they'll attack anything that crosses their path. Snakes, gone, scorpions, toast. They'll even build bridges out of their bodies to invade beehives. Oh, And African moms? They fear these ants because they can even harm small children. Yikes! And let's not forget the fire ants. Their bite? It burns like actual fire. Sharp, searing pain that shoots straight to your brain. Their venom, loaded with alkaloids and piperidine, is seriously bad news for your skin. But the most dangerous of all is the one we know all too well, but still fear. The rove beetle, Piderus fuscipes. Its toxin, pedirin, C24H4309N, is 12 to 15 times more toxic than cobra venom. Yep, cobra venom. Let that sink in. The good news. While it's insanely toxic, the amount you actually come into contact with is tiny, and it only affects your skin. So, it's not instantly deadly like a cobra bite. Instead, it causes burns and nasty sores that can easily be mistaken for shingles. Oh boy, thought it wasn't that bad. Turns out it's way worse. Alright, let's move on before this gets even creepier. As the strangest ant species on Earth, guys, I got to confess, after almost 30 years on this planet, this is the first time I've ever seen ants that look like plump little candies. Seriously, how cute are they? These are honey ants, and they usually build their nests in dry soil across western North America. True to their name, their round, swollen bellies act like honey jars. They're in charge of storing food for the whole colony, eating what the worker ants bring back and storing it as water, liquid, or fat. Over time, their bellies swell up so much they can grow as big as a grape. Yep, a grape-sized ant. Wild, right? The strangest of all has to be Formica archboldi, a carnivorous ant found mostly in the southeastern US. What's their deal? Well, they have a pretty freaky habit, collecting the heads of other ants and using them as decorations for their nests. And Temnothorax pelagians, these little rascals don't have worker ants. So what do? They steal larvae from other ant colonies and turn them into their own personal slaves. Yep, you heard that right. And get this, they can secrete a special chemical that makes them invisible to their enemies. Sneaky, huh? Next up, we've got the turtle ants, Cephalotes varians. Their heads are shaped like, well, turtles, kind of. They can skydive by steering their bodies as they fall from trees. Then there's the Dacimutila gloriosa. Don't let their cute, fluffy appearance fool you. These little critters come in all sorts of colors. White like cotton, green, red, yellow, you name it. But farmers absolutely hate them because they're capable of killing an entire cow. Yep, one cow. Gone. Oh, and don't forget the fishhook ants. Gross? Maybe, but effective. These ants use their hook-like appendages to chop up prey into bite-sized pieces. Bon appetit! Wow, who knew ants could be so crazy diverse? Which one blew your mind the most? Drop a comment and let us know. Hey guys, have you heard the news? There's actually a type of ant that gets invaded and controlled by zombies. Crazy, right? Let's check it out. What happens if ants turn into zombies? So listen up, my friends. Zombies might not be as powerful as werewolves or as sneaky as vampires, but they've definitely earned their spot as some of the creepiest creatures out there. And while we all thought zombies only existed in movies, guess what? They're real. Yep, they're out there, and they're coming for ants. And trust me, it's gruesome. Here's how it starts. The spores of a fungus called Ophiocordyceps attach themselves to a worker ant while it's strolling through the forest floor on its way back to its treetop nest. From there, the fungus begins to grow inside the ant, slowly taking over its body. It even releases special chemicals to control the ant's behavior. Creepy, right? Once infected, the ant starts acting totally bizarre, wandering aimlessly, chomping on leaves like it's possessed, or even falling straight off trees to the ground. It's not long before the poor ant meets its inevitable, tragic end. But here's the worst part. When the ant dies, the fungus doesn't die with it. Nope. Instead, it spreads to other ants, turning them into zombies too. It's like a never-ending nightmare for the colony. RIP, little guys. By the way, here's a weird question. Can ants actually be used as food? Let's find out together in the next part. Don't go anywhere. bizarre dishes made from ants. Oh, ants? Those tiny little things. What's there to eat, right? But guess what? They're surprisingly popular around the world. Not sure how tasty or healthy they are, but people are into them. The most common one? Dried ants. You can find them easily in supermarkets across Asia, Africa, and Central America. Now, if you're looking for the fancy stuff, check out Eskimos, ant larvae from Mexico. It's a pricey delicacy, costing around $35 to $100 per plate. And in Vietnam, ant eggs are all the rage. From ant egg cakes and sticky rice with ant eggs in the northwest to yellow ant salad and ant sour soup in the Central Highlands, it's a whole menu of ant-based dishes, ranging from affordable to extravagant. So, has anyone here tried any of these before? Drop your quick review in the comments. As for me, nope, not a chance, even if it's free. Next up, we've got even crazier jaw-dropping foods. Don't go anywhere. Incredible ant world records. First on the list is the ultimate speedster, the Sahara silver ant, the fastest ant on the planet. These guys live in one of the harshest environments on Earth, the Sahara Desert. To survive, they've adapted to run at insane speeds under the blazing sun, grabbing food and dashing away before they literally burn up. How fast, you ask? These ants can run 1 meter per second. For comparison, that's like a regular human sprinting at 645 kilometers per hour. Next, let's talk about the Dracula ant. What makes them special? Their bite. These guys can snap their jaws shut in 0.000015 seconds. Translation? That's 5,000 times faster than a human blink. Absolute madness. Then there's the crazy yellow ant, Anoplolepis gracilepes. The name says it all. These ants are aggressive, destructive, and, well, nuts. They're one of the most dangerous creatures out there, actively destroying ecosystems wherever they go. Total chaos ants. Oh, and here's a fun one, the Gigantiops jumping ant. Instead of walking around obstacles like their boring cousins, these ants just jump. Yup, when they need to cover a distance, they power up their legs and bounce their way there like tiny trampolines on steroids. There are tons of other impressive records on Earth, like the giant African matabele ants. Not only are they the buffest ants in the family, but they've also mastered the art of treating and healing their injured teammates. Yep, they're basically the ER doctors of the ant world. Oh, and ants aren't just cool, they're super practical too, bringing loads of benefits to the table. Cool, right? 8. The many benefits of ants. Let's be real, seeing ants swarming around your sugar jar is super annoying, and getting bitten by them? Ugh, the worst. It's enough to make you want to wipe out every last one of them. But hold on, not all ants are troublemakers. Some are actually pretty useful. Pest control, ant style. Fire ants might be a pain, but they're surprisingly great at controlling pests in fields. And here's a bonus. Ants make soil better too. How? By hoarding tons of food near their nests, they boost the soil's organic matter. Plus, soil touched by ant activity tends to have a neutral pH and is loaded with nitrogen and phosphorus. Not bad for such tiny workers, huh? Fun fact time. Did you know that the Maasai people of East Africa have a super creative way to heal wounds? When someone in the tribe gets injured, they call in the army ants. Yep, these big, tough ants are like nature's little surgeons. They grab a few hefty ones, let the ants bite down on both sides of the wound to close it up, and then, get this, they snap off the ants' bodies, leaving just the heads behind as tiny, natural stitches. It actually works. The wound stops bleeding and heals up in no time. Nature's got some serious skills. Hey there, friends! We've just wrapped up an exciting journey uncovering all sorts of fascinating and mind-blowing facts about those hard-working, super busy ants we see every day. So, which fun fact surprised or impressed you the most? Don't be shy. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts with us. If you enjoyed the video, show some love by giving KINH LUP TV a big thumbs up And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, so you'll always be the first to catch our coolest, newest videos every day. Thanks a ton for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time on another awesome adventure. See you soon.